Hey, what's up, guys? This is Miguel with In Plain Sight Security and Readiness. Gonna make my third video of the series I've done about the evolution of the prepper, and this is gonna be part 3 of that series. Now, again, this is my opinion. Go ahead, let me know some feedback, what you feel about this, particular topic. And I always like getting feedback, both negative and positive. It doesn't matter to me. So. I'll start off with, if you look at the title of the series, The Evolution of the Prepper, you evolve. You have to evolve. If you're not evolving, then, you're not changing, you're not better preparing yourself, then you're doing something wrong. You really are. And if you are a prepper, if anything, it should come natural to you because you only get better at what you do. Unless, you were one of those where you prep only for a little bit and you didn't really get scared. So it's it's just crazy. I don't do this no more, or you're just not that hardcore with it, to each his own, whatever. But in this third video, to me, in my opinion, don't get crazy with it, don't butcher me about this. But to me, I think in the third level of prepping, there's two type of preppers. There's expert, and then there's extreme. Okay? And for me, I couldn't break this down because you can be an expert but not be so extreme about prepping, and the other hand, you can be extreme about it, but not really know what the fuck you're doing. You just got money and you're able to buy shit, but you couldn't fucking survive 15 minutes or 5 minutes anywhere type. So, but anyway, I'll start with the extreme one, and I'm not bashing anybody for being extreme or whatever you are, then, hey, kudos to you. And I'm not saying that you don't know what you're doing, but, there are some that really don't know what they're doing. They think money is going to be able to save them. They think just because they have a bunker or something like that, that's going to save them. Anyway, for me, you got extreme. And most extreme preppers are people who are preparing for something big, And again, it doesn't mean I'm not bashing anyone for being extreme or whatnot. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that that's the category I think you fall into. There's the 3 different categories. You got rookie, veteran, and then you got that third echelon where you're either expert or you're extreme. Now, like I said, most extreme people, they're mostly prepping for something huge. You got some people that are extreme out there, they're prepping for the zombie apocalypse. Again, to each their own. You got, some are still waiting on an economic collapse that they think is really going to be devastating. You got, people who are, maybe think the whole Red Dot thing, Russia or North Korea, somebody's going to attack us, take over type thing, China. Or terrorist attack, who knows? Coup d'etat in the capital, and next you know, it's going to be bad. But you got a lot of these folks who are pretty much preparing for the long-term devastation, long-term effects of any disastrous event. These people, they probably got caches for years. There are some out there that got caches for years. They have bunkers. I mean, there's stuff that I've seen where, people bought decommissioned missile silos and they turned them to little mini doomsday condos and stuff like that. There's people who make bunkers. I mean, nowadays you can go online and those old storage containers, or not old storage, but shipping storage containers, people are turning into bunkers. I mean, there's you can go online, there's bunkers out there. People will sell you a bunker and they'll bury it for you and do whatever. And in there they'll have their caches, they'll have all the food and stuff for these things. Some of these things, some people have nuclear fallout shelters that they design for preparing themselves for the end of the world type thing. And, in that category, you got some that been doing this for years. So, You got some people who grew up during the Cuban Missile Crisis, you know, and they still believe something like that can happen. So they still got their stuff. They still got the setup. You know, you got, you know, several different people that, you know, they really, really think something like that's going to happen. And, you know, they brought their level of preppingness to the extreme, where like they don't care what it is, they got it all figured out, and this is how they're going to do it, you know. And most of it's gear, most of it's resources. That's how they plan to survive. You know, some people can afford it, some people can't. Some people have been doing it for like years. That they got to that level where they saved, and voila, that's what they got. And hey, hats off to you who was able to do that. You know, to save the money, get yourself to that point where it don't matter what life throws at you, you are good to go. Hats off. You know, and then you have the expert. And experts, from what I've seen, or what I think in an expert, these people have trained to the point where they really don't need much resources. Some only carry a knife. They can go right in the middle of the woods and disappear. You wouldn't even know. You know, they can pretty much go anywhere. Just use their knife. They can start fires out of nothing. You know, they've got to the point, they train to the point where you can pretty much throw them anywhere and they'll survive with the minimal amount of items. You know, and there are some people out there that are like that. They got a knife. That's all they need. They'll be able to construct something to purify water. They're so resourceful that they don't need all this gear. They are the true survivalists in a sense where it doesn't matter what they got, where they're at, they're going to survive because they've trained so much. They've been in those situations so many times, and they're to that level of expertise where they don't need this stuff. They don't need the gear. You know, there's plenty of out there. So. And, you know, I don't really need to talk much about that because you know, that's subject when you're an expert, you're an expert. You either know it or you don't, you know. And very few people are at that expert level where they can be anywhere, know exactly how they're going to purify water, make something to purify water, you know what water they can or cannot drink, why they can't drink it. You know, these people, they can go in the woods and know exactly what is the best wood for construction of bow drill, starting a fire. You know, they can look at vegetation and know, you know, what are the benefits of having this type of vegetation there, like if it's edible or it has like, you know, medical, you know, effects, or if it's, you know, can kill you, you know, and they can do the snares and traps and whatnot, and hell, just throw them out there and they're good to go, you know. So, hope you guys like this video. You know, go ahead and leave me some feedback, what you think about these categories. And, you know, like always, you know, just be humble, stay alert, and be ready. Always be ready. Take care.